Good evening, everyone. Before I start, I just want to thank you all so much for being here and for fighting for tolerance and for equality for all people in this country. My name is Kaspi-Crutchett. I'm 15 years old and I go to a local public high school. And as someone who lives and identifies as an LGBT Australian, I can tell you all now with great shame that homophobia and transphobia still exist in our schools. Bullying inflicted on LGBTI students is undeniably endemic across the country. Attitudes of hatred and homophobia are still circulating. I see it happen with my own eyes. I hear the stories and I feel the pain that so many other people across this country feel. Mountains of shocking figures exist regarding the state of LGBTI plus citizens in Australia to prove how harmful these homophobic attitudes in fact are. 60% of LGBTI Australians have reported experiencing verbal abuse directed towards them. 20% have endured physical abuse. But most shockingly, 80% of the bullying involving LGBTI young people takes place at schools. Young Australians have an inherent right to a safe education, free of misinformation, bullying, bigotry and abuse. As human beings, we are entitled to our rights, and a safe education is a critical component to the upholding and maintaining of these rights. For many students, school is a battleground. Social rejection, abuse, peer shunning and isolation turn life into a daily struggle. Needless mockery and unjustified cruelty faces so many across our countries, and I say that it's simply not good enough. No one deserves to feel like their sexuality renders them worthless. To put it simply, we deserve better. Our kids and our classmates deserve better. They deserve to feel safe and nurtured and accepted in their schools. Toxic attitudes of homophobia can sometimes be too overwhelming for those who can't find the help that they need. Every year we lose people to homophobia and transphobia. Young, capable, innocent and beautiful people lost forever to this mindset of hatred and insanity. This is a tragedy and nothing less. Recently, activists have come to my own school and harassed students and parents to take flyers which spread ridiculous fallacies about safe schools, claiming it could adversely affect students or even alter their sexuality and gender identity. We stand with safe schools not just because we care about putting a stop to bullying and discrimination, but because we are moral human beings. We stand with our LGBTI friends and families, not just because we are able to see past old and hateful attitudes, but because we have hearts. I know of people who have been sent to live in the streets because their parents can simply not accept who they are. I know of students being attacked by their own classmates. I know of so much suffering which still burns to this day. At such a vulnerable time, it is a policy blunderbuss to scrap safe schools. It is nothing short of disgraceful. It is the attitudes of homophobia that people like me and you have worked so tirelessly to remove, which are being ushered back in by the short-sightedness and inhumanity of our current Liberal government. I would like to thank you all so much for being here. Fighting for our LGBT allies and for our descendants to live in a safe and loving environment is something we should all be so proud of. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the right side of history. We are pushing the government to pull its head in, but most of all, we are fighting the good fight. I am deeply disgusted and deeply horrified that at a time like this, the government would make such a heartless decision. But it is so comforting to know that there are so many people out there, all of us, who continue to push for positive change.